Yo, so guys, what is good? It's Montel Fish here. You guys are here for the Creatives Chat, somewhat of a podcast, but this is just kind of the first episode. I'm your host, Montel Fish. I'm here with my good friend, Cedric, otherwise known as ascedbyme. I'm glad for you guys to meet him. Cedric, I would like for you to just introduce yourself to the people out there listening. Tell them what you do, how you came. I know you're a YouTuber, so how you came to YouTube, and just talk about your faith a little bit, just for, explain to the people who you are.
Yo, what's up, y'all? My name is Cedric Thompson. Most of you guys know me as Said by me or Said. Most of my friends call me Said, and I'm a ex-NFL player, husband, and father. And I currently have a YouTube channel, which I'm doing full time. And I'm also going to be doing some speaking and just a whole entrepreneur type role is what I'm going for. Social media influencer is what I like to call myself. And yeah, that's pretty much who I am. I have a 1-year-old daughter. I have a baby on the way. And I've been married for 2 years. 2 years and some change, actually. I don't want my wife to kill me.
And so you mentioned that you're an ex-NFL player. Now, I want you to talk about, because that's like a pretty big thing. I mean, for you to be in the NFL and then, now you're doing YouTube. So it's a pretty big transition. I mean, coming from the NFL and just that whole journey of the NFL, like basically placing a lot of hopes and dreams you talk about in your YouTube videos, placing a lot of hopes and dreams into this one thing, and kind of how that thing, basically your path just got switched a lot. So talk to me about that, because I know a lot of people out there, they have dreams, they have plans, they have things that they want to do with their life, and sometimes those things don't come to pass. So explain your story, and just, I don't know if that was a move of your faith or a move of any type of situation, or just that's how your life panned out. But just talk to people a little bit about that and explain, what that season was like for you.
So yeah, that's a really good question. I've been playing football since I was 7, 8 years old is when I started. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California. So really high competitive football out back home. And, football was something that I wouldn't say I necessarily wanted to do. Well, I wanted to play because my cousins and everybody else played. And it was just something to do rather than being in the streets and stuff like that, which my parents did a really good job of keeping me and my siblings off of the street. And I just played it and I worked at it, and I eventually got really good at the sport. And I went to the University of Minnesota on a full ride, and I got drafted into the NFL. And I played in the NFL for a few years, bounced around a couple of teams. And the whole thing was really hard because the NFL was a lot different than what I expected it to be. It was more of a business rather than like us playing football, and more than us playing football and kind of just enjoying the love of the game. It was more like just a lot of politics and stuff. And that was hard for me because I love playing football just for football. I went out there and I played because I love playing the game. And granted, when you go out there and you play the game, it pays off, but it works out for some people, and for some people it doesn't. Football, my rookie year is when I got closest in my faith, because that was the first time I got released from a team. That's when me and my wife got really close to the Lord. We started going to church together and stuff, because I didn't realize how much I idolized football until it was taken away from me.
And so now this guy is he's coming from football. He's doing YouTube now, and he's pretty much killing it. He's on his way to 150,000 subscribers. He's very close. I think what are you at, about like 147,000 right now?
Yeah, 147, 148.
Yeah, he's got about 147, 148. It's not big of a deal, but just kidding. But he's a pretty big deal, and his videos are really creative. And you guys know with my channel and just everything that I like to do, I like to make my brand aesthetically pleasing. I like to just have really good shots, really good color grading. That's just something that I like doing. So when I was searching on YouTube, I just found this guy, and I just seen how great the beginning B-roll of his video was on YouTube. I was like, this is really good. Like, the bokeh is crazy. It's an inside joke we have. But I seen his videos, and I was like, man, dude, this guy is like a dream come true. Because I was looking for someone on YouTube, who had really good B-roll, who had really good videos, who had really good content, and then was also a man of faith. So that just blessed me in that area right there. But I want to talk about something on YouTube, which not a lot of creators talk about, is just the dark side of YouTube. Because with YouTube, there comes politics, and there comes this race for views, and there becomes this race for attention. And, not a lot of people really admit that, but YouTube can be really stressful. YouTube can be really draining, especially if you let it, especially if you focus on those things. And I know Said with his videos, I know this dude has been real from the jump. I mean, he's been real from the start. And I kind of wanted to talk about, the stresses of YouTube, the stresses of even coming up with simple things as a title, as a thumbnail, and just those fight for views in this platform that's so heavily saturated with creators and creatives that honestly probably do it for the wrong reason. So talk about that a little bit, man, because you've been really killing it. I really look up to you as a young creator myself, and it inspires me to just see you putting out content that you honestly enjoy and that you believe that is good and is true. So just explain that a little bit, the dark side of YouTube.
Yeah, the dark side of YouTube. I've never really looked at it that way. I just know that there's when it comes to YouTube, well, let me just start from the beginning. So when I came to YouTube, I came with no intentions. I had no idea about subscribers. I had no idea about views. I had no idea you can make money. I didn't know any of that. I purely joined because I was like, man, football can really be taken away from me at any time. So I need to figure out what else, I want to do besides play football. And I remember as a kid, I loved making videos. Like I always had the video camera with my dad and my brother and my sister messing around. When I had a dancing crew in high school, I was the one who filmed and edited the videos. I really enjoyed it. So I'm like, man, let me try this. And the platform that I knew was YouTube because everybody watches YouTube. So I knew if you go watch my first video, the first thing I say is, I'm here to be myself. I want to show you who I am with the helmet off, and that's it. I'm here to be real. I don't care what anybody thinks about me. This is me being as said by me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly what I said. Like, I don't want anybody who writes an article about me to tell my story. I want to tell it. And I told myself that's what I'm always going to be. I don't care what anybody says. I'm here to be me. And God has really blessed me with that because me being real, genuine, authentic, people can see that. And my biggest thing is I want to be that same person, the same person that's on camera. I want to be that same person. And I want to be that same person when you meet me. Now, granted, I'm a little bit... Nobody is ever the same that they are on camera. Anybody who says that is lying to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am who I am on that camera, but I also am who I am off the camera, if that makes sense. Like, you know me different than while YouTube viewers know me. But everything that I say on YouTube is real. You know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of the dark side of YouTube is, in my opinion. It's like you have to be careful of doing things for the wrong reasons and how you put yourself out there or how you perceive yourself, because the way you put yourself out there, people are going to expect that when they see you. So if you're not on there being real, then that's an issue for when you have an audience who want to see you and be with you and hear you speak or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to like doing stuff for the wrong reasons and like views and likes and stuff and comments, now I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I don't pay attention to it, because now it's my full-time thing and I want to know the ins and outs of it and all that stuff. But I try not to let views and numbers and comments and whatever motivate me as to why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'll always go back to the beginning. I'm here to be as said by me, and that's it. And hopefully my story can help you get through your day or bring some light to your day. So I think if you go in with the right intentions, saying like, I'm here for good reasons, I'm here because I love doing this, then I feel like God will bless you with that. And if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, yeah, you might get the views, the likes and whatever, and do the pranks and all the crazy stuff. But if you want to do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that gets old and that will end, and you will still be looking for your identity and why you're doing what you're doing or why you're on this platform.
Yes, man. And that's just one of the many reasons why I like this guy's channel so much. Just as soon as I've seen his videos, I knew that he was just real and that this was stuff that he just genuinely liked doing and genuinely liked talking about. So for all of the creatives out there, take really good advice from this man. I mean, literally just go for what you want to do, but be real, be who you are, because God made every single one of us in a certain way. And if you're acting like someone else, if you're acting like, XYZ, it's going to eventually show up in your vlogs, in your videos, in your music, whatever you do. So that's definitely good advice right there. Next, I do want to talk about, so you're building somewhat of an empire with just this YouTube channel that you started. I mean, yes, you started off with just As Said by Me, but now you're coming out with merch. Now you want to break off into different ventures of speaking. Now you want to break off into, I mean, the merch is doing really good. So I kind of want to talk about the merch too, but you're doing a lot of different things, and I'm sure you have things in the future with that you want to do. I mean, with just your channel and just how you can even help people, specifically how you can help people. You're just picking up different people to help you out with your channel, but you're giving them opportunities like me. You're giving me an opportunity to edit your Vlogmas stuff just so I can get my editing skills up. And then on top of that, you have a lot of people watching you, so that when the people watch your videos, they see my name on there. So you're helping me out in that way, and you're helping out many different people. You're telling me about a kid that, he messaged you on Instagram and he said, man, like, I feel like I want to commit suicide, and I seen your videos and they're just giving me hope. Like, they're giving me hope. So he messaged you, you messaged him back, and you guys kept on a really good relationship. Now you guys are building really good, and he's going to be working for you, right? So he's a really smart kid, a really cool dude, but your channel literally gave someone hope, and you're using that to kind of bring people hope. So I would love for you to talk about that, just the empire of As Said by Me. And I know it's not something that God has given you to steward, but it's a really cool thing. It's a really amazing thing. And I would love for you, if you notice it, sometimes we don't even notice that as creatives, but if you notice it, talk about, just how you're going to be helping people with your channel, and just the whole empire of what you want to do, and how you want it to go in the future.
For me, when you talk about merchandise and you talk about like all the things that would helping people and stuff, I didn't expect any of this to happen. Like, I was clearly like just coming on here just to be myself and whatever and make these videos, and it's turned into this thing where people listen to me. And I've always knew I had this God-given gift where people always listen to me. I've always been a leader since I was a kid, and I want to be able to use my voice for God's kingdom and help as many people as I can through a video, through speaking, through selling merchandise or whatever. The only reason why I'm selling merchandise is not for the money. Like, I call my subscribers my family. Like, my family, I do this for y'all. Y'all are part of my family. I'm showing you when my kid came to the world. Like, I'm showing my birth on YouTube. I'm telling you the deepest, darkest things about me and my wife's marriage, the things that we struggle with, interracial things, the difference between coming like from two different homes. I share all that stuff because the only way we can really help people is if we're being real all the time. You know what I'm saying? I can't put up a facade of about what I should or what I should be doing, and I'm not really doing it. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, like, yeah, do I execute on all the things that I say? No, that's part of me being a Christian. I have grace to be able to have another chance to execute on those things. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, so the only reason I'm selling merch is because I say much love. I want to spread much love to everybody. So my merchandise says much love. So when somebody sees that, let's spread love all around the place. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, just spreading the right kind of message. And me speaking, I want to speak because, like, I get hundreds of messages every day, and I can't reply to everybody. I can't, because people send me these really long messages because they look at me as if I can help give some advice, which I feel like, God has given me a gift to do that. So now I want to speak because I want to be in the flesh. I want to be there for these people and talk to people in person, because that does something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is something way different. And that's something I'm still trying to like figure out now, like the genre or the area that I want to speak in. So yeah, like I said, like, I didn't expect any of this to happen, but I'm seeing all the doors that God is opening for me. And I'm just trying to go through every door with the right intentions and seeing where he leads me and making sure that my intentions are good, they are right, and I'm doing things for the right reason. Because if I see the opportunity, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to do it for the right reasons and not for, the fleshly things that we all seek for.
So lastly, I do want you to talk about just business, just branding, and just how you can help someone like you. Because I know when you started, you definitely just wanted to keep things real as possible. You didn't know what it would come to, but now that you're kind of picking up your wings, you kind of start realizing more things, and that's something that I'm like that same way. Like, when I started creating music, I just did it just because I believed like that was a gift, and that's what God wanted me to do, and that's how I worshiped God. But now God has given me these eyes to see that I can use these tools that I didn't even know I was doing to help other people. So even with your branding and your business, like, it's the simplest things, like keeping a certain brand. Like, when I edit your videos, like, I know the things to look for because you have a certain brand the way that you go, and you have an order to what you do is really what I'm trying to say. And I don't think there's anything, and I know you don't think there's anything wrong with just having a straight order, because it talks about that in the Bible countless times. But when you work really hard. You say this quote that really inspired me, and that I even talk to my viewers about, is just, faith is not an excuse to not do the work. That's something that blessed me, like, overtly, because that's just like such a good thing for people to hear. Like, you can have as much faith as you want, but unless you pick up your feet and you go do the things that you're praying and asking God to do, how can he really work in your life if you're just sitting there waiting all the time? You have to act, and it says in the Bible, faith without works is dead. And that's basically the thing that you're saying. So I think that's in James. But man, talk about just, the business mindset of what you do. And I know you're still learning this stuff right now, but just with your branding, with your merch, like even down to the point that you chose Much Love as your merch. I know it's just a thing that you say, but you could have chose anything, but it wouldn't have made as much sense as Much Love makes sense. And even with your logo, like you chose the logo because that's your actual logo. You didn't just make up a whole new design and a whole new logo for your shirt. So people naturally gravitated to that shirt because that's your logo. So just talk about even just the simple things that your brain might not even realize, but you do. And you might not even realize, honestly, a lot of them. But just go ahead and talk to the people about that. And then we'll finish off the podcast here, because I think it's been a really good time with you, especially for my first one. So I really appreciate you being here, but just talk about that. And let me know your thoughts on that.
So this is something that I'm obviously still learning because I am new to the whole entrepreneur space. And I think when it comes to branding, I think you have to just do things that make sense. And that's kind of unfair for me to say, because what makes sense to me probably won't make sense to you. And that's something that you learned, like, when we were sitting down editing the videos, or I was teaching you certain stuff. Like, to me, it's common sense, but to you, it's not. I'm sure when you do something with music, something to you might be common sense, but it's not common sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the thing with, if I had to give people advice about branding, it would be like, look at branding as consistency. If you're going to branch off and do something else that has to do with your brand, make sure it correlates with whatever you're doing. So if I wanted to make merchandise, make sure that the merchandise correlates to my branding on YouTube, because YouTube is the home base. This is where everybody knows me. So if I want to make merchandise, make sure my logo from YouTube is on there. Make sure that Much Love is on there, because that's a staple of what my channel was about. It's about love, and I say much love. So it makes sense to put Much Love on a shirt or a sweatshirt. Okay, now when I do Much Love, I end Much Love at the end of my videos on a black screen with white letters. Okay, so let's make a black sweatshirt with white letters. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just about making sense and making it I shouldn't say making sense. It's just about like making it consistent. Yeah, making it consistent, tying the pieces together, and making sure everything is cohesive. I think everything is like, one of my biggest things is like, I go with the flow, like ride the wave. Kind of like look at it that way. Kind of just like make sure like it's all flowing well. Don't do something that's like super like left field that has nothing to do with your brand. Like, I'm not gonna make a purple sweatshirt that says like something crazy. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of a name because I'm so like sharp with what I'm saying. But like, it's just about being consistent. And when I think of it like a business, I think of like, do everything for the right reasons and make smart decisions, and don't. This is going to be kind of harsh of me and saying, but like, don't put feelings into things. Make decisions that are the right decisions for your brand, because it's yours and it's a gift that you've been given, and don't let anybody else or anything mess that up for you, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, people that you work with or people who want to be in your brand, like, make smart decisions because it's yours, and you don't want anybody to ever jeopardize what you have or what you've built. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Again, I appreciate you having me on here. So again, like, my name is Said. Everybody knows me by ascedbyme. I have a website where I have my merchandise. I'm about to start a blog soon. I'm about to start speaking soon. And I have a page where you can go on and just reach out to me if you want, advice about anything. I have a page where you can kind of just send a note to say what's up. Like, it's all about community. It's all about relationships. Like you came out here because I said, bro, I just strictly want you to come out here to chill and like hang out so we can like get to know each other better. Yeah, you're gonna come and like work for me when it's not really like work, but it was all about the relationship to me. It wasn't about like you coming here to do this and you're leaving. It's like, no, like, you're my brother now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you stayed in my house. I never even met you before. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's about for me. So yeah. So again, this is really dope that we're doing this. I'm glad I'm your first guy. Like, this is dope.
Thank you once again, Mr. As Said by Me. He doesn't like when I call him that, but I think it's a dope name. But thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys. If you did like it, please hit that like button, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, because this is a small brand. We're still getting started here, but I really think God is going to be doing some great things with this podcast video situation. So this is another episode of Creatives Chat, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.